This is the reality. These are the facts that we can't afford to ignore any longer. That's why today, Alameda County Community Food Bank is proud to stand side by side our partners in the Food for All Coalition. As a food bank, we exist for one reason: to eradicate hunger and poverty. And we can't eradicate poverty unless we uproot the systems, including systemic racism, that cause poverty in the first place. We can't eradicate hunger unless we build new systems, equitable systems. And that's why we can't wait. We won't stop fighting until California's safety net is inclusive of all. No exceptions, no exclusions, no delays. It is precisely in times like these, when the fiscal situation is challenging, that our choices reveal what our priorities really are. Our budget will reveal our values. So today, with one voice, we call on the governor and our state legislators to work together to expand inclusion in the safety net for all, regardless of immigration status or age. And this work matters to us because we're not just working to tear down inequitable systems. We're working to build an inclusive community. So let's achieve Food for All this year, which will promote equitable health outcomes, advance the economic prosperity of the whole state, and build a community where everyone belongs. Thank you. And it is my honor to introduce Maria.
So Maria is going to say her remarks in Spanish, and then I'll translate to English.
Mi nombre es María y tengo 48 años. Vivo en San Francisco con mi familia y mi mamá y mis hermanos, mi hermana y mi hija. Y viviendo en este país durante 36 años, la mayoría parte de mi vida inmigrante, con mis padres padre de México, porque crecimos muy pobres y necesitamos una vida mejor. He sido miembro de un grupo de mujeres en San Francisco y me dan comida cuando más lo necesito. También recibo car flash para mi hija, que es ciudadana de este país, pero siempre no es suficiente, especialmente ahora que más la comida es muy cara. Trabajo como vendiendo local, ropa, zapatos y otros artículos, pero a veces no es suficiente para ganar para renta y otras necesidades. Tenemos un trabajo difícil como niñas, pero trabajo tenemos durante la pandemia. Me quedé aquí, ¿no?
Toda mi familia.
toda la familia se enfermó del coronavirus y fue muy doloroso. Mi mamá y mi hermana estuvieron en coma durante muchas meses. Esto fue muy difícil para mí emocionalmente. Okay. Mi madre tiene más de 70 años y el COVID fue su salud en general. También estoy agradecida de que el año pasado el Estado nos dio dinero para pagar CalFresh para migrantes mayores de edad. Expansión va a ser una gran ayuda para mi madre, pero también necesitamos dar CalFresh a todos los inmigrantes que necesitan ayuda. Sí, es porque eso que apoya a la persona a la propuesta futuro ¿por qué? Food for all.
Si quiere.
Okay. Beneficiada.
Sí. Oh, I quiero la también.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, she's a little nervous, so and cold. Gracias, María. I'll just finish off her remarks. Dice, por eso apoya la propuesta Food for All, porque beneficiaría a las familias como ella. Thank you, Maria. Muchas gracias, Maria. I'm going to say this in English really quick. I know we're all cold. And after this, we'll do our closing remarks. So again, good morning, everyone. Her name is Maria. She's 48 years old. She lives in San Francisco with her family. She's been in this country for 36 years. 36 years. Almost more than half her life, right? And she immigrated from Mexico, where she grew up very poor and needed a better life. She has been a member of a women's group in San Francisco where she's received food from the local food banks and pantries. She works as a local food vendor, but it's not enough. It's not enough, especially right now where food is so expensive and we all feel it right in our pockets. So all of her family got sick with COVID, and that was really painful for her. She lost her job, her steady job during COVID. Both her mom and her sister was in a coma and intubated for many months, and that was really difficult time in her life. This is why she's very grateful to the Women's Building, who we have here behind us, and the members, and the local food banks. And I know we have representatives here from the California Association of Food Banks. They have been life-saving for her and many others in her community. She's also grateful for the money that was put in last year to expand CalFresh to older immigrants. Her mother, who's in her late 70s, would benefit from that expansion, but she's in need today. So we need to make sure that expansion happens as soon as possible. So we also need to make sure that we expand CalFresh to all immigrants, regardless of their status or their age, so that they can benefit like people like her. Thank you so much. And lastly, I will do some closing remarks. I didn't introduce myself, sorry about that. I'm Betsabel Estudillo. I'm Director of Engagement with Nourish California. It's great to be here with our Food for All Coalition, our legislative champions and our legislative supporters, as well as our co-sponsors, the California Immigrant Policy Center. I think as my colleague mentioned, we've had 2 incredible years. We've made a lot of strides within our campaign. And like I mentioned before, last year the state put money to expand CalFresh to older adults 55 and older. And this benefit, we're working to making sure that this expansion happens as soon as possible, because families are struggling today. They've been struggling before the pandemic. They struggled through the pandemic, and they're struggling today. And they're the ones that helped us put food on our table, right, when we were all sheltering down. So they deserve the same dignity and the same access to food. I also want to just thank our community members, Ahmed and Maria. Can we give a round of applause to them? It's not easy being here and talking, let me tell you, and especially sharing your story, which can be very painful. I know what that's about. I'm an immigrant myself. I was undocumented. I know what it means to share your story over and over. So thank you, Maria and Ahmed. And lastly, I want to thank our coalition partners who came all the way from San Diego, from Oakland, from Sacramento, and other areas of California, joining us here in this very warm morning. You have made this so joyful, and I'm re-energized and excited for this year. I also just want to say our work is not over. We will continue to advocate until all Californians have access to food assistance. No exceptions, no exclusions, no delays. Thank you so much. This is the conclusion of our press conference. Can we do a chant, guys? So again, this concludes our press conference, but speakers, can you be available for interviews if any of the media wants to interview you? And then, so if you, Ben, I know Ben, I don't know where he is, Ben can actually direct you to the right people if you want to do some interviews as well. Thank you, Ben. And then we'll do a quick chant. Okay. Let's do one in Spanish. So I'll say, ¿qué queremos en el registro? ¿Cuándo? Ahora. So just kind of follow along with this. ¿Qué queremos? ¿Cuándo la queremos?